The Maasai Mara, a land of endless grass, a theater of life and death. Here, legends are born. They walk on padded feet. They wear coats of tawny gold. Their roars echo across the plains. These are the lions, and among them, a coalition rose, a brotherhood of kings. They were known as the Enkoyonai. Their presence demanded respect. They were, quite simply, magnificent, a true spectacle of the African wild. Their story is etched into the very soul of this land, the Enkoyonai. 3 formidable males, bound by blood, by battle, by an unbreakable will. They did not just exist in the Mara, they ruled it. Their power was absolute, their reign unforgettable. This is their saga, the tale of the Enkoyonai lions. Their journey began in a place of significance, the Enkoyonai area, deep within the Maasai Mara triangle. This land, rich and fertile, was their cradle. It was here they took their first steps. Here their destinies began to intertwine. They were young then, full of playful energy. But even in their youth a certain seriousness clung to them. A hint of the greatness to come. The Mara itself seemed to nurture them for a special purpose. From their earliest days their unity was remarkable. Brothers, perhaps from the same litter, or close kin, they moved as one, they played as one, they learned as one. This bond, forged in the innocence of cubhood, would become their greatest strength. It was a silent understanding, a deep-rooted loyalty. While other young males might squabble and drift apart, these 3 stayed true. Their connection was palpable, a tangible force. Strength was evident early on. They were robust cubs, fearless explorers of their small world. They tackled challenges with a surprising tenacity. Resilience was in their blood. They survived the perils of youth, the threats from hyenas, the dangers from rival males. Every coalition needs a leader. The Enkoyonai had Olaric. He was not always the most obvious, not the largest perhaps, but his presence was undeniable. He possessed a quiet authority, a gravitas that the others respected. Olaric was the thinker, the one who assessed situations with a cool head. His gaze was steady, missing nothing. He was the anchor of the brotherhood, the one they looked to when uncertainty arose, a true leader in every sense of the word. Olaric's leadership was subtle. He led by example, by calm assurance. He was often the first to move, the first to investigate a strange scent, the first to confront a threat. His courage was a quiet fire burning steadily. He maintained cohesion within the group. He soothed tensions with a look, a low growl. The others, Lorkulap and Olakiti, deferred to his judgment. They trusted him implicitly. This trust was the bedrock of their formidable alliance. His unique trait was this unseen influence, this guiding roar that was more felt than heard. He was the decision-maker, the one who chose their path. Then there was Lorkulap, the powerhouse, the brute strength of the Enkoyonai. He was a magnificent specimen, larger than his brothers. His muscles rippled beneath his tawny coat, his mane was thick and dark, a true sign of his virility and power. When Lorkulap moved, the earth seemed to acknowledge his might. He was the enforcer, the one who delivered the final, crushing blow in battle or hunt. Lorkulap's role was clear. He was the spearhead. In territorial disputes, he was at the forefront. His thunderous roars were a challenge. His charges, terrifyingly swift for such a large animal. Few would dare to stand against him when his blood was up. He was the muscle that backed up Olaric's strategic mind, and Olakiti's cunning plans. Together, they were an unbeatable combination. Lorkulap was the embodiment of raw, untamed power. In the hunt, Lorkulap was indispensable. His sheer force could bring down the largest prey. Buffalo, eland, even young giraffe were not safe. Section 5. Olakiti, the Shadow, the Silent Strategist. Completing this formidable trio was Olakiti. He was different from his brothers, not as overtly powerful as Lorkulap, not as visibly authoritative as Olaric. Olakiti was the Shadow, the silent observer, the strategist. His strength lay in his mind, in his cunning. He was the master of stealth and surprise. Often he would be the one to spot an opportunity, or a hidden danger. His keen senses were always on alert. Olakiti's intelligence was his defining trait. He learned quickly, he adapted readily. He understood the nuances of their environment. He could anticipate the movements of prey, and the intentions of rivals. In hunts, he was the one who would often initiate the stalk, moving like a ghost through the tall grass. His patience was legendary. He could wait for hours for the perfect moment to strike, a true master of the ambush. His role in planning was crucial. While Olaric made the final decisions, Olakiti often provided the vital intelligence. He would scout ahead. He would assess the strength of rival coalitions. He would identify weaknesses in their defenses. Section 6, Forging an Empire, the Conquest of the Triangle. Their journey to dominance was not swift, nor was it easy. As young nomads, the Enkoyonai brothers wandered, they faced hardship, they learned the brutal laws of the wild, they were driven from territories by older, stronger males. But these experiences only forged their bond tighter, made them more determined. They were learning, growing stronger, waiting for their time. The Mara Triangle was their ultimate prize, and they were patient. The time came. They were in their prime, full of power and ambition. They began to challenge established rulers. Key battles were fought, fierce, bloody encounters. Roars echoed under the African sky. Claws flashed, teeth tore. The Enkoyonai fought as one, Olaric directing, Lorculap charging, Olakiti exploiting every opening. One by one, rivals fell, or were driven away. Their reputation began to spread like wildfire. These were serious contenders, these boys. Section 7, Masters of the Hunt, Survival in the Wild Heart. Ruling a territory was one thing, surviving in it day after day was another. The Enkoyonai were masters of the hunt. Their tactics were a blend of power, strategy, and perfect coordination. They had to be. The Mara's bounty was rich, but prey was wary. And competition was fierce. Every hunt was a matter of life and death. Not just for them, but for the prides they would eventually sire and protect. This was serious business. Their teamwork was poetry in motion. Olakiti, the strategist, might initiate the stalk, using cover, moving with infinite patience. Olaric would often position himself to cut off escape routes, or to direct the flow of the hunt. And then Lorculap, the powerhouse. He would explode from cover at the critical moment, his charge designed to scatter the herd, to isolate a target, or to bring down a large, powerful animal with sheer force. It was a deadly ballet. They showed remarkable adaptation. The Mara offers diverse prey, wildebeest during the Great Migration, zebra, with their confusing stripes, topi, swift and agile, buffalo, formidable and dangerous. Section 8, Echoes in Eternity, the Enkoyonai Legacy. The reign of the Enkoyonai was not just a fleeting moment, it left an indelible mark on the Maasai Mara. Their legacy is multifaceted. It echoes in the roar of their descendants. It is written in the very landscape they dominated. They were more than just 3 lions. They were a force of nature, a dynasty that shaped the ecological and social dynamics of this incredible ecosystem. Their impact was profound, and it continues to be felt. Their dominance brought a period of stability to their territory. By keeping other males out, they ensured the safety of their prides. Cubs had a better